In example 4, we're going to find the zeros and then put the product of the linear factors. And for this example, I'm going to use the quadratic formula. Okay, let's start. I'm also going to use simple factoring to start off. Since each one has an x in it, I can simple factor out an x. I'm left with x squared minus x plus 1. And because of the fact that the b value is an odd number, I don't necessarily want to complete the square or put it in that standard form or the old vertex form. I'd rather just use the quadratic formula, keep it clean, keep it simple. All right, so I'm going to use the quadratic formula. All right, the x stands alone, but the x squared minus x plus 1, I'm going to use that. So x equals negative b, that's a plus 1, plus or minus the square root of b squared, that's 1 squared, which is just 1, b squared minus 4 times a times c. Remember the quadratic formula. All right, in this case, a equals 1, b equals negative 1, and c also equals 1. All right, I'm not sure what happened up here, but that's equals 1. All right, and now divide it by 2a, right there. So I clean that up, that would just be 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 minus 4 times 1 times 1 is 4, divided by 2, and then clean that up, 1 plus or minus, that's going to be the square root of negative 3 divided by 2. I'm going to slide all this down a little bit. And then one last step, 2 last steps really, but I can give that 2 to both of those, 1 over 2 plus or minus. I'm going to take that I out of there, so it's root 3 over 2, and that I right there. Took that I out of the square root because it was a root of negative 3. Great. Now that I have the solution, I can go ahead and put the zeros. What are my zeros? I have 1/2 plus root 3 over 2i, and I have 1/2 minus root 3 over 2i. All right, those both in parentheses so you can see them. Is there multiplicity? No, there's not. There's only one of each. All right, there's only one of each. Okay, great. Now watch when I put the linear factors. Kind of tricky, but not if you've been paying attention in the other videos. It's always x minus the zeros. All right, so I'm going to put in parentheses 1/2 plus root 3 over 2i. Close that one off. And again, x minus, in different colors so you can see it maybe even better, 1/2 minus root 3 over 2i. There you go. Those are my linear factors. One more time, just this little step here, how we're from here to what's in blue. I gave this 2 to both the denominators, or both the numerators. So 1 over 2 and root negative 3 over 2. But I just took the I out of the negative. I took this negative out of there and made sure that I know I can't take the root of a negative unless I take out the imaginary. Right? And that's how I got what's in blue here. All right? Just want to make sure I cleared that up. Make sure you guys remember that. Okay. That is the final for example 4 using the quadratic formula.